Uncle Buck hit theaters in August 1989, handing John Candy a role that felt like it was custom-made just for him. Once it wrapped, the cast scattered into some of the most unexpected places imaginable. Here is where life took them. Number 1. John Candy as Buck Russell, the sweet, chaotic, totally unprepared uncle holding everything together with pure heart. John was 38 when the movie came out, already a massive favorite and one of the biggest comedic talents around. He married Rosemary Hobor in 1979 after they hit it off on a blind date years earlier, and they had 2 kids together, Jennifer and Christopher. He would have turned 75 in 2026, but the world lost him on March 4th, 1994, at just 43, while filming Wagons East in Mexico. Honestly, that remains one of the most heartbreaking losses in Hollywood history. In late 2025, a documentary about his life called John Candy, I Like Me, produced by Ryan Reynolds and Colin Hanks, hit Amazon Prime and brought his life story to a young generation who only knew him from old movies. Number 2. Macaulay Culkin as Miles Russell, the youngest of the 3 kids, who delivered his lines to Buck with a deadpan vibe that is pretty wild for an 8-year-old. He was only 8 during filming. The raw chemistry he had with Candy in that doorway scene was impossible to teach. Within 2 years, Home Alone made him the biggest child star on Earth. He is 45 today. His private life has seen some major changes over the years. A short marriage to Rachel Miner ended in 2002, and his long run with Mila Kunis wrapped in 2011. He has been with Brenda Song since 2017. The couple is engaged now, and they share 2 young sons named Dakota and Carson. In 2024, he got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, honoring a career that started before most kids even learned to read. Number 3. Laurie Metcalf as Marcy Dahlgren Frost, the aggressively friendly neighbor whose relentless warmth gets so intense it actually becomes unsettling. 34 during production, she is 70 today. Her role was pretty brief, but Laurie brought a special kind of happy-go-lucky vibe to every single frame, making it stick. Her personal life has included 2 marriages. Her first, to Jeff Perry back in the 1980s, gave her a daughter, Zoe Perry, who also acts. Her second marriage to Matt Roth, from 2005 to 2014, brought 3 more kids. The career she carved out after this movie is absolutely stacked with major awards. Years as a main star on The Conners have kept her on TV screens consistently, and her 2024 Broadway performance in 3 Tall Women drew massive praise, reminding everyone that she operates at the absolute highest level in show business. Number 4. Gabby Hoffman as Maisie Russell, the youngest of those 3 kids, who meets Buck at the door with a deep curiosity that makes the whole moment feel more like an interrogation than a welcome. She was only 7 years old when they filmed. That one scene, with her quiet, probing questions and deadpan seriousness, holds up as a truly sweet moment. Gabby is 44 today. As a teenager, she made a clear decision to step back from show business entirely, giving herself some real space away from sets before coming back as an adult on her own terms. When she did, her work took a completely different direction. An Emmy nomination for Transparent and a solid run on Girls put her on the map in prestige TV. In 2024, she co-starred with Benedict Cumberbatch in the Netflix series Eric. She has been with cinematographer Chris Dapkins for a long time, and they have a daughter named Rosemary, born in 2014. Number 5. Jay Underwood as Bug. The secret boyfriend Buck sizes up in about 4 seconds flat before deciding he wants absolutely no part of him. At 21 during filming, he captured that special brand of cocky teenager so well that you completely back Buck's gut instinct about him. Jay is 57 today. He married Julie Underwood in 1993, building a life that went down a path absolutely nobody on that movie set could have guessed. Sometime in the 1990s, a completely different calling took over. Today, he is the senior pastor at First Baptist Church of Weaverville in California. His acting hasn't vanished entirely since he still does occasional faith-based films, but his Hollywood days are pretty much done. The leap from playing Bug to standing at the pulpit is pretty massive. Number 6. Amy Madigan as Janice Kablinski. You know, the woman who has been waiting so long for Buck to clean up his act that her actual patience feels like a character of its own. She brought a mix of real frustration and warmth to the part. You rooted for them, but you also totally got why she was fed up. Amy was 38 during filming and is 75 today. Her personal life has been a quietly steady Hollywood success story. She married Ed Harris in 1983, 6 years before this film even shot, and they are still together today after over 4 decades of marriage, raising their daughter Lily Dolores Harris along the way. She kept working steadily over the years, with a 2024 role in The Desperate Hour and a recurring spot on Penny Dreadful. City of Angels is among her credits. She and Harris also regularly team up for stage plays. Number 7 is Garrett M. Brown as Bob Russell, the dad who hands his 3 kids to the worst possible babysitter and just drives off. He was 40 during filming and is 77 today. The role is pretty short, but that mix of guilt and panic he shows during the handoff makes the whole scene feel incredibly real. His career kept building for decades across TV and film, with roles in Sisters, Roswell, and playing the dad in 2010's Kick-Ass among his biggest gigs. In 2024, he tried something completely new by publishing his debut novel called Tin Can. It's a project that sits alongside his ongoing work in indie theater and art. He divorced at one point and has a daughter. But mostly, his private life has stayed completely out of the spotlight since this movie first hit theaters. Number 8 is Elaine Bromka as Cindy Russell, the mother who leaves for an emergency and trusts Buck with her 3 kids in one of the ultimate leaps of faith in 1980s cinema. She was 39 during production and is 76 today. It is not a huge part, but the stress of leaving those kids sits on her, and she makes you feel every second of that anxiety. Outside of Uncle Buck, she built an amazing career on stage and screen. An Emmy win stands out among her career highlights, and lately she has toured extensively with a hit one-woman show called Tea for Three, where she plays 3 former First Ladies, Lady Bird, Pat, and Betty, in one performance. She has been married to Frederick Peter Phillips since 1976. They have 2 kids, making theirs one of the longest, quietest marriages in showbiz. Number 9. Brian Tarantino as E. Roger Coswell, the fast-talking, slick operator who thinks he has Buck totally figured out in 30 seconds, but is dead wrong. He was 30 during filming. The following years brought him steady character roles in TV and film. Eventually, he landed a great recurring part as Jackie the MC on The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, a role that beautifully showcased exactly what a talented character actor like him was capable of. He would be 67 in 2026, but Brian Tarantino passed away on November 2nd, 2019, at 60. The New York City medical examiner ruled his death an accidental overdose from multiple substances. He never married, but left behind a son named Sean, and a catalog of work that his Miazga castmates praised warmly in the days after his death. Number 10. Mike Starr as Pooter the Clown, who shows up at a birthday party and gets into a standoff with Buck that goes way beyond what any clown should have to handle. Mike was 39 during filming and is 75 today. The scene works so well because he plays the character totally straight, which was the perfect call. He married Joanne Starr in 1975, and they have raised 3 children together over a marriage now past the 50-year mark. His roles after Uncle Buck often leaned into that same toughness, with parts in Goodfellas and Dumb and Dumber becoming the famous movies most people associate with his name over the years. He has over 190 acting credits to his name, and he continues to pick up TV guest roles while remaining a regular presence at fan conventions. Number 11. Suzanne Shepard as Mrs. Hogarth, the vice principal who sits with Buck for a parent-teacher meeting and watches the talk go totally off the rails. She was 54 during filming. Her film and TV career included memorable roles in Goodfellas and The Sopranos, which introduced her to much larger audiences than her single scene in Uncle Buck. Along with acting, she spent over 40 years running a drama studio in New York, teaching the craft she spent her whole life practicing. Sadly, she passed away on November 17, 2023, at 89 years old, with her very last movie credit coming that same year in a film called The Performance. Married twice, she first wed David Shepard in the 1960s, raising 2 kids, and later Carol Calkins from 1996 until his death in 2006. She would have turned 91 in 2026. Number 12 is Dennis Cockrum as Pal, Buck's friend who has a supporting role in this story. It represents the rough world Buck comes from before the Russells completely scramble his priorities. He was 34 during filming and is 71 today. His post-Uncle Buck career built up slowly but surely, leading to his biggest TV role as Terry Milkovich in Shameless. That show introduced him to a brand new audience, far from 1989. He has been a longtime ensemble member at the American Blues Theater in Chicago, working as a guest, lecturer, and director between his screen gigs. His personal life stayed almost completely out of the spotlight, with 0 marriages or relationships ever making the news since the movie premiered. Number 13. William Wyndham as Mr. Hatfield. He is the neighbor who only talks to Buck through a fence with plenty of mutual suspicion, lending his voice but never his face. During filming, he was 65, already holding an Emmy for My World and Welcome to It, and a famous role as Dr. Seth Hazlitt on Murder, She Wrote. He would be 102 in 2026, but William Wyndham died on August 16, 2012 at 88. His romantic life was pretty eventful over the years. He married 5 times, with his final marriage to writer Patricia Veronica Thunder in 1975, lasting 36 years until he passed. 6 children survive him. His final acting credit came in 2005, before he stepped back from the screen for good. This closed out a career that spanned more than half a century. Number 14. Jean Louisa Kelly as Tia Russell, the older daughter at the center of the emotional core of the film, whose gradual shift toward Buck gives the story its heart. She was 16 during filming and is 54 today. Tia starts the movie with walls so high that Buck barely registers as a person. Watching those walls crumble is what the movie is actually about under all the comedy. Television kept her busy for years after, most notably during the long run of the show. Yes, dear. Then, in 2022, she appeared in Top Gun Maverick as Sarah Kazansky, the wife of Iceman, stepping into one of the biggest films of the year and reaching a massive audience. Music has also run alongside her acting career. She has released multiple albums, including Color of Your Heart, a passion project that exists entirely apart from her screen work. In May 1997, she married attorney and media executive James Pitaro, and they have 2 kids together,